Welcome everyone, this is the 7 Bullets team for our game Aura Drift. This is our concept idea presentation. So the game overview, 2D platforming. Players will complete a puzzle or puzzles on each level. Each puzzle will require the player to swap between masks tied to specific emotions. To get through a door connected to anger, you need to use the corresponding mask to do so. Obstacles like traps or enemies are scattered across the levels. Every level will have at least one puzzle to complete. Individual puzzles will range in length and difficulty. And in some cases, there are traps and enemies that the character will have to be wary of along the way. The player goals. The player's goal is to escape the dream world they've fallen into. Every puzzle and level completed is one step closer to that. The ultimate goal is to complete it by waking up. You must eliminate every emotion in order to complete the game. Narrative, the game plot. The plot of our game is the player is being hunted by 3 masks representing 3 emotions: anger, sadness, and happiness. The player must then use those emotions to overcome and escape the dream world. Now the settings takes place in a neon, cyberpunk-like world where the player will be exploring the dream sequence. Character. The game will have 4 characters. The playable character, his name is Ghost, and the 3 other characters are the masks: Fury, Sorrow, and Joy. The events. Certain masks can take over some levels, causing it to have more of that emotion for the rest of the level. For an example, Fury rages above, causing more enemies to become angry. Gameplay mechanics. The camera follows the player character, always centering them in the screen. The camera will stay stationary when near something the player is not supposed to see/pass through. Movement is simple: left or right, walking and running, as well as jumping. Movement is modified by the masks. Each mask allows the player to navigate the levels freely. Wearing masks will drain emotions from the player character. The player can leech emotion from enemies they kill. There will always be a way to complete the level without emotions, preventing soft locks. And at the bottom is a quick draft of possible UI with the emotions and the health bar. More gameplay mechanics. Putting on masks allows the player to access certain doors and complete puzzles. Each mask corresponds to anger, joy, or sadness. Anger is more speed and less damage resistance. At max emotion meter, the player can use anger bursts to explode in all directions that damages all enemies nearby. Joy is a neutral stat but can jump higher. At max emotion meter, the player can use joy bursts to heal themselves for a short period. Sadness is increased damage resistance and lower move speed. At max emotion meter, the player can use sadness bursts to slow enemies nearby. Each emotion can traverse obstacles with their same color. Fury, anger is red. Joy, happiness is green. Sorrow, sadness is blue. Unique selling points. Unique selling points is that of conquering the emotions. Mask-based puzzles, where you use emotions to overcome the obstacles, and emotion-based enemy types with different abilities and difficulties for variety in gameplay. And as a quick example, in the top right is our player character, an early model of him putting on the mask for blue, which is sorrow or sadness. And finally, we have a quick example of our character starting the game, where he is about to be pulled into the dream sequence where the game will start, and he is being pulled in by anger. But that is all for the PowerPoint and for our presentation of our game concept for Aura Drift. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in our next presentation.